What's up? What's up? What's up? Shout out to the whole playback gang. I'm on my tablet today. I ain't never used this bitch to go live, so I'm gonna be half retarded. So I guess the video, ruffling feathers. That's cool. That's cool. I don't know what people's expectations are. I don't know what people expectations are like when they expect to get like footage from me. I don't know. I think I have like this band of like people that think I'm just like a Deontay Wilder basher, and like they might be fans for that reason, and then I might have like some fans that are really just down for just boxing reasons, and I just have fans for just multiple other reasons. But it get awkward. I noticed the fact that when I give everybody, I notice when I give the, I swear to God, when I give Deontay Wilder heat, everybody love it. But when it seemed like it's distributed, when I distribute it to everyone on an even playing field across the board, people don't like that. I guess they're like, oh, "He's too hard on him." Oh, I don't like the video. Oh, I wasted my time. Oh, because I'm talking about your guy. That's all it boils down to. Brian Harkin salute. Just talking about your guy. And I mean, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we got to, like, boxing is an emotional fucking game now, man. I just got to deal with that shit. It really is. So, Tyson Fury, he goes on Twitter. Like, I just happened to randomly just be on Twitter. I ain't been on Twitter in like a week. So, Tyson Fury goes on Twitter. He got the, you big Dawson mask on. And he's just constantly calling this dude out, man. He just constantly saying this dude's name. My whole thing is, like, the dude ain't saying nothing, bruh. Like, that dude ain't said one fucking thing, bro. Like, he gave a cryptic fucking tweet. We all knew what that was about. That was based off a hysterical laugh of him getting his ass whooped. That was expected. We know his character. Now, as far as anything else, all we seen this dude was twerk and put out a poem, in reference to Jewel, in reference to all of the BS going on in the world. Yeah, and I heard he's injured too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up on my phone real quick, and let's see exactly what what's the injury. But you know what? When I heard that, right? When I heard that, y'all, like Brian, when I heard that, I truly thought I'm thinking it's a way to buy time, bruh. To buy more time. He just had shoulder surgery. He just had right arm surgery. He just had surgery on the right shoulder. What, 2 months ago? He said he was recovering from that. So now you injured again? Like, bruh, what is his arm made of? Like, dude, does he have a different body part? Is this nigga like reptilian or something? He got extra body parts we don't know about or some shit like that, because it doesn't make any sense to me. It don't make no sense to me how you just come out of surgery and you already injured again. Bruh, putting your hands on your hips and popping your ass is not breaking elbows. I don't know, but as fast as he was gyrating, he might have broke something. Dude, this dude, like, man, I swear, man, I really wish I had like more time this week so I could really like look at everything, because I'll be on it. I'm not really on it this week, so y'all gonna have to help me out with what I don't know. But as far as what Tyson Fury is doing, is at this point, it's weak to me. It's weak to me. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Like, you beat the guy up the first time. Everybody knows you whoop dude. We know you whoop dude. His fans know you whoop dude. They just used the 2 knockdowns as a way to try to save him in a conversation. Like, well, he knocked him down twice. Second fight, you completely annihilated. So my whole thing is this, bruh. Why continuously waste your time? Why continuously waste your time talking about an individual? Tyson Fury just need to go on and fight the mandatory. After the Dillian, you know what need to happen, Zero? After the Dillian White fight, after the Dillian White Povetkin fight that's supposed to happen in when? December? They're supposed to have it before the year ends out, correct? I believe I heard after the fight that they supposed to have it before the year ends out. So I feel like he should just be focused on the next person he fights. The attention you focusing on Deontay Wilder, bruh, I don't see that as a reality. I honestly look at it like this, y'all. Like, I look at it like Al Heyman and them might be buying time. Like, they buying time with the public, because we all know, like, time heals all. Adam James, salute, Brody. Rachel Boswell, salute. Yeah, I'm good. You know, time heals all. So, knowing that time heals all, you could keep extending and prolonging this situation and just continuously prolonging the situation to where the ass whooping is just completely like, it's going to be in the back of people's mind, but it's like we off that now. What's next? You know what I'm saying? So maybe he could find some way to try to salvage a way of getting out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because really, he not going to take that fight. I don't look at him taking the fight for real, because if you signed a contract immediately and all of a sudden you had all of this shit going on, I'm sure you knew that you probably knew your arm and all this shit was fucked up beforehand. All of the little, like, I think it was a stage plan, bro. It was a stage plan contrived of a bunch of individuals, you know, with some janky ass masterminds, like, that like set back to like, yo, we got to buy this dude as much time as he can. Now it's time to be realistic with this guy. Let's continue to buy fucking time for him as much as fucking possible, and then we'll find a way out of this shit amicably or something. I don't fucking know, but it just don't look good. The fight they just got to move on, man. At this point, you got to move on. At this point, Tyson Fury mentality should be like, bruh, you looking like a bully right now, man. Like, you're looking like a bully right now. And it ain't even, it's not attractive to me. Like, because it's just like, yo, you gotta it's like, y'all know, if you seen the movie Gladiator, you know the last fight scene, you know how Jao Quinn shoves the shiv in his shoulder, twists it, breaks it off, then they rise up into the Coliseum. All of Deontay Wilder's, all of Tyson Fury's actions on Twitter right now remind me of the knife going in the fucking Maximus Aurelius shoulder and him coming up in the Coliseum, and you just fucking with a wounded guy, man. A wounded dude that ain't even there. That nigga's rigor mortis. He dead. He all the way out the way until he physically pops up and he makes a statement about you or something that's said for you. I think that you should just chill. I think you should just chill, bruh. Focus on fighting. All of this WBC, like taunting, soccer training club, salute, Brody. All of that taunting and shit like that. It's like, what does it matter if we know this nigga's a dead horse that he beating constantly, bruh? What does it matter? He is kind of bipolar, Rachel. Like, Tyson Fury is a calculated dude as well, but I'm just saying, I'm like, I see a miscalculation in this situation. I'm just like, man, when he come back to you, you know what you can do to the guy. But until then, now it's time to put foot on the WBC neck and be like, look, bruh, this dude has been injured twice in the span of his injuries. A surgery. I tore my ACL and MCL. I used to play football. I tore my ACL and MCL. I had to piss from a urinal from the fucking couch with my leg propped up for fucking straight 2 months. Then it took me another 2 months to get up on my feet. So I was out of the game for like 4 months. So an arm, sir, anytime you go under the knife, you come by there, you're going to be down for a little while. So now he injured again. Like, come on, man. Move on, bruh. Get a defense underneath your belt, and let's talk about something different. Because Deontay Wilder, I just don't feel like it's going to be a topic of the conversation. And rightfully so. I'm just at the point where it's just like, damn, I kind of feel like, in silence, when he loud and he do all of the dumb shit, cool. He deserve everything he get. When it come to boxing. But just in silence though, bruh, like in silence after you done prove your fucking point, after you done made a movie out of the guy, like in silence, bruh, kill that shit, man. Kill that shit. Because my whole thing is this: regardless of whatever happened with Dillian White, I'm a firm believer in the truth. So this is what I'm saying. All of that shit you was popping towards Deontay Wilder, and you putting all of that pressure on him when it came up that Dillian White might be your mandatory. You were talking about you wouldn't be forced to fight him and you would drop the belt. So what I'm saying is, whoa, bruh, whoa. There's a couple other individuals that will be more than welcome. Be more than welcome for your banter. And I'm sure there's one individual that has more than enough to say to it. And I'm sure you got enough to say about that knockout. But you know what I mean? That's just what I'm saying, man. It's more individuals in the heavyweight division, bro. Deontay Wilder is like, he ain't even really here no more. He only here in the conversation, bro. He in the conversations when, like, yo, it's like, what is this guy doing? He's a clog in the drain right now. It's the only reason why he's here. And, like, realistically, I just don't think he's going to be here anymore. And if he is, it's not going to be for Tyson Fury. Like, why? Why? If I'm management, promotion, or anything like that, why would I set this guy up to go out there and you know he's going to fail? You showed belief when you let him go over there, mix it up with Top Rank and all of that. You know what I mean? As a grown man, you should be able to do whatever you want. But what I'm saying is, if you had a fighter, would you do that? I'm just saying, it just don't make no sense. You really going to break him. Just defend the title, bro. Just defend the title. And can we get one title defense, y'all? Can we get one? Just defend that shit. And then, and like, honestly, bro, like, Mauricio do a lot of moving and shaking, right? Now, I never thought in a million years. See, I was kind of just like ranting at 5 a.m. early and shit like that about a whole bunch of bullshit. It just collectively sat in my mind. Don't ask me, salute. When Teofimo's father when they brought up the franchise belt on Punch Drunk Boxing, and Teofimo's father was like, yeah, the franchise belt, that's the official belt. That's the official WBC belt. Yeah, it's going to be the undisputed belt. The WBC is working with them, trying to figure out a way to make that work right now. Nah, fam. Nah, that's not cool. Okay, so first Devin Haney had the belt. The franchise don't exchange hands. Now they exchange hands because Mauricio got a little relationship with Junior, and you feel like the young boy going to win. So you want to go with the future $50 million fighter if he win, potential $100 million fighter. Now Devin Haney just sitting on an insignificant belt. So my question is this: when does it stop? When does it stop? When the fuck does it really stop for real? Because now you basically saying you okay with the Punk shit. Now Junior and Teofimo, they okay with the Punk shit because it's working in their favor. But Devin Haney a sucker though. Basically what y'all say, if Devin Haney this sucker, and what he's supposed to have is the official WBC belt, and it don't make you undisputed until you fight him, then I'm sorry. Then if you ain't going to seek that, if you're not going to seek and destroy, then you the sucker then. Because you know you sitting on a fucking bullshit Fugazi belt that they had some fucking false intentions for. We know the green belt is that deal. Now they creating a fake ass belt for this fight that they going to jazz all up and throw the franchise on it and all of that bullshit. The franchise was a fucking invisible title at first. Now we jazzing it up and we going to make it sexy, huh? We going to make it sexy now. Like, come on, man. You can't say you a real motherfucker if you okay with fake shit when it works in your favor. And when I heard Junior say that shit on Punch, and it's like, man, what has Devin Haney done? Like, come on, man. Like, what has he done? Like, that's not the real belt. You know, we going to WBC working it out. We recognizing this is the real title. It's the real title. That kid ain't even fought nobody. Well, when are y'all going to fight him then? When is anybody going to accept the challenges, bruh? Oh, yeah, Rachel, that's exactly what they doing. That's exactly what they doing. And for an individual like me, bro, I truly fucked with the type of person Junior was, and I truly enjoyed the energy that him and his son bring to the game because I feel like, oh, confidence. I love the confident fighters that talk their shit and back it up and prove it. But at the same time, if you wasn't okay with because I peeped the move low key because now that makes me want to go back and pull up that old interview when he was talking to Mauricio and he was saying, "Oh, the franchise thing, everybody else tripping, but I kind of get it. I understand what you're doing. You want the big fights, blah 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 blah." Nah, no, that's not what it's about. It's about fucking saving face for fucking promotional outfits to where you can make it to where y'all can do whatever y'all got because I'm sure there's a lot of backdoor money going up in there, man. Like, come on now, man. Like, now we condoning the franchise belt and we calling it the real title. So y'all gonna call it the real title too? Cause I'm not. Tiafimo ain't no. I'm like, look. I'm sorry, bro. You can't say he the best if Devin Haney's still right there and people only excuse is who has he fought? I ain't look at the people that Devin Haney fought like no scrubs. I just look at it like, yo, these dudes was real game fighters, just like Jonathan Akendo when he came in there and fought fucking that shit. Don't even get me started. I just was watching that earlier today, the Jamel Herring fight. But I'm just saying, bruh, there's young game fighters out there that don't necessarily have the same promotion, that don't have the same opportunity, that are hungry, that are good fighters, that aren't ever going to get the trailblaze that other fucking Olympic fighters got, that medal fighters got, that other certain fighters got with certain promotional outfits. There's just certain fighters that just don't get that thing because it ain't just about having talent. It's about having, you got to be able to sell too. Like, you got to be able to sell it, baby. But I'm just saying, like, this is how we going to conform. Every time something changes and it's fake, like, we just going to ride with it. I'm not riding with Tiafimo on that shit. If that's how you feel about, if that's how you feel about that belt. Miguel Mueca, salute, Brody. They got to. You got to fight Haney. You cannot sit there and have one guy because, look, right, remember, the Zabdulev fight was supposed to be the final eliminator for the WBC title. He did that. There was supposed to be, remember, it was supposed to be like it was supposed to be 4 guys in a gauntlet or something like that. Tiafimo, Comey, Devin Haney, and Zabdulev, correct? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe that's what it was, based around the WBC. And I think whoever won out of those 4, it might have been Luke Campbell. Whoever won out of those 4 was supposed to fight for the WBC title. Them 2 were supposed to fight for the title. Devin Haney beats Zabdulev. All of that shit. They just push him to the wayside. So all I'm saying is this, bruh. You ain't going to avoid a dude if he ain't special. If he wasn't a problem, then why don't you fight him? And then if you're a trainer of the fighter, or you're that fighter and you just saying, yo, he got to do this, he got to do that. Wasn't you talking that same shit just a little while ago? Like, we gotta, man, look, man. I told him straight up on the live. I said, look, I like your son, but I don't think you can beat him. Y'all running around talking like y'all the toughest niggas on the block. Y'all can beat everybody up. And I think I think you're talented. I love your talent. God, I think that kid is talented. But at the end of the day, bruh, if you the toughest guy on the block, man, do that, man. Run around like Black Mamba Mayweather and run around like fucking Floyd Senior and beat up everybody on the block then. Because that's what they was doing. You gotta prove it. You just can't say it. You gotta prove that shit. Yeah, nasty, nasty. I don't expect, look, I'm not sold on a lot of motherfuckers that you might be sold on, Miguel. You ain't gotta be sold on some people that I'm sold on. But I'm just saying, I've watched a lot of fucking boxing in my life. I've watched a lot of boxers, and I'm telling you he the best at 135. I'm telling you, I don't expect nobody to agree with me. That's my opinion. And when he goes out and do it, I just sit back with my feet kicked up. But like, realistically, how can you be sold on the individual if none of the motherfuckers is giving them a chance, family? You feel me? How you gonna be sold on the individual if nobody gives them a chance? Facts, Shane. You can't fucking sit up there and say this dude ain't that deal when everybody in the division that's supposed to be that dude, something always happened to him every time he come around. Ryan Garcia, something happened to him. Man, look, every time this nigga get around Ryan Garcia get an extra little juicy in the panties. Like, he a moist towelette around that motherfucker. The nigga Tiafimo and his father, they tough talking from a distance, but guess what? Big Devin Haney always with Lil Devin Haney too. So you can talk that shit, but I'm sure you can talk that shit to them and y'all can go ahead and do one of these and work that thing out. And let me tell you this too. I'm going to tell you about what Eddie Hearn would do. I'm going to tell you what Eddie Hearn would do. Eddie Hearn would be like, that fucking fight? Hell yeah. I send him over there. Shit, I send him the top rank. Shit, what's it? I have no problem sending Devin Haney the top rank. Because he believed in him. Who did he grab first? Who was his number one draft pick? Haney. Like, he know. I'm trying to tell you, look, the revolution has not yet been televised. Stay tuned for your local motherfucking broadcast, because it's going down. Niggas, I'm telling you, all of these dudes everybody thought was all of these tough-ass boxers and shit that didn't have no holes in their game, y'all starting to see it. Jose Ramirez, Jamel Herring, when they said that this motherfucker Burt Chelk don't want the smoke. What? My mans? Don't want the smoke? He the best at 130. And Shakur too green for that right now. That's why I'm saying that. Shakur got to come up a little bit. Facts, Rachel. Eddie going to do what benefits boxing. Because one thing I noticed about Eddie and I noticed about a lot of these other promoters, they doing what benefit them. They not doing what benefit boxing. They try to say Burt Chelk ain't want to smoke with Herring, bruh. Herring. Jamel? Mr. Headbutton, I'm out of here? The way he had a problem with that boy last night, y'all think LL Cron won't text that ass? It's a recession. I'm telling you, LL Cron with that bitch coming off the back. That joint coming off the back. Zoop, 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 zoop. Stinging everything. I promise you that. Look, man. I'm so pissed, right? Because look, I've come to the realization, y'all, that look, this is the deal, man. I've been paying attention on stuff all over the like, bro. We're not gonna be in no fucking stands. We're not gonna be in no fucking stands no time soon, bro. They wanna shoot us up with some shit before we can even go in fucking stands, bro. So I'm just fully equipped to fucking, just watch boxing from my fucking couch for the rest of my life. Cause shit about to get real weird out here. And I'm cool with that, man. But at the same time, bro, I really had big plans. Like, I had big plans to watch Anui this year. I was supposed to go watch Anui. I was supposed to go watch Burchell. I was supposed to go watch Jared Hurd. It was so many fights out. It was so many things we were supposed to do before this pandemic, and the pandemic just stopped everything, bro. But one thing the pandemic accelerated, though, and one thing the pandemic showed me, though, is just a lot of fucking boxers that I thought had way more integrity and more backbone than showing me that these motherfuckers will conform real quick when shit work in their favor, man. That shit, you know what I mean? Miguel, man. Miguel. Feel you, bruh. Rachel, I'm with you, sweetheart. You already know, man. Hey, Burchell want all the smoke. Burchell is the one dude I feel like is the fucking, he's the most invigorating figure in boxing, bro. Because like it's just like that energy he bring, the punches he throw. Every time, look, when Burchell had crowds, you heard that nigga hands. I don't care where you sat. I don't care how loud they were screaming. You heard. That's all you heard with Bichel. That's all you heard. Pop, 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 pop. That little nigga. That's why I call him. That's why I call him Lil Uzi El Alacron, because that motherfucker be. He's a fucking killer, bro. Like when he punches you, and then you see him when he hit him. They just like they wincing, they folding, and he an avid body puncher. That shit like. Y'all don't understand what that shit does to me. Like, that shit real life about to bring a half a tear to my eye, bro. Like a tear of joy, because that nigga be punching at the body. He punches at the body, man. And when he does it, they fall. They fucking fall. My brother Nuke, what's goody? We gonna be back at it. You catch the tweet. Like I said, hey, Nuke. They got a month in the day, Brody. Hey, Nuke, they got a month in the day, Brody. And we on their head. Hey, Nuke, I already told these dudes, I ain't fucking with none of these dudes no more. It's only family. It's only the bros, man. It's only the bros, man. Because you want to know what? I'm starting to see a lot of error in these dudes' ways, and I'm not liking it. See, it's like I was saying on the live earlier, man. When it come to me and Nuke will have a conversation about boxing and be like, even if we disagree on a situation, it'll be a layered topic, bro. And we going execute that shit on eviction notice. These motherfuckers can't have a difference of opinion, man. These dudes is yes, man. Nuke, I seen some real fucking embarrassing shit last night. It was spooky, man. It was a whole lot of going on in the white. It's a whole lot of going on in the YTBC. Jedi salute. Raider salute. Oh, we gotta send an eviction notice. I got a better hold on my schedule. I'll be off all weekend. I'll be off every weekend. So every weekend. So we're gonna evict their ass. We gotta evict them quick, man. And for real, bro, hey, Nuke, man. I don't even give a fuck. I was gonna tell you in the DM, but I'm just gonna tell you here, Brody. Man, I was thinking, bruh, Teofimo might need an eviction notice, man. And his daddy. Or should we wait till after the fight? Because realistically, I don't like to jump the gun, so I'm thinking I should wait till after the fight. Absolutely not, Pastor Eric Miller. Of course not, Brody. Salute. You already know, you the fam. It's just, man, sometimes like they'll go away. I'm using my tablet today. It's the first time I used it, and fucking, it's actually better for real, because I can actually see all of y'all comments way better. Like, this joint give me the super big head too. Javi, what up, Brody? Man, we tighter than bad weaves, man. We been tighter than bad weaves, man. We locked up like dreads, man. We locked like them dreads, though. Man, look, man. Hey, Nuke, I feel like we got to get Teofimo up out of there, man, because as far as embracing the franchise belt, talking about, you know what I mean? They saying it's the real title and everything now, and it's just inconvenient for Devin Haney. My whole thing is this. Devin Haney, well, when Mauricio Suleiman came out and said it wasn't, that title doesn't exchange hands. So all of a sudden, now you know you embracing the franchise title, and basically what you saying is it's unfortunate for Devin Haney. So you can't be that guy if you not going to fight that guy, because I know that guy tried to fight every single one of y'all motherfuckers. He got a daddy too. And they talk big shit too. But the difference between they shit and y'all shit, they just do it a little better though. You can hate me. They just do it a little better though. I ain't here to kiss your ass. I ain't here to make friends with him, Nuke. You already know. I'm going to tell him. Man, this dude, man, embracing the franchise. So this is what we doing, y'all. We embracing the franchise title. Invisible. Through the screen, high fives for the franchise title. That's what we doing. Whoosh. Whoosh. Look. Hey, Eric. I fuck with Angel, though. Angel, my dude. Look. Angel is the most delusional, funny, Funny old head I've ever met in my life. That dude talks so much cash shit, it don't make no sense, man. Franchise belts are hot garbage. Now they exchange hands, Noops. Now they fucking hot potatoes. They hot garbage or hot potatoes. I'm trying to figure it out. Because now all of a sudden they can exchange hands because when you're hot, you can exchange hands with the motherfucker. Like, come on, man. Now that's what we doing with the franchise? Yeah, man. Angel 100%. Angel 100% a brother, man. He with the shit. For real, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, as boxing fans, we can't sit up here and act like this shit is okay. Like, okay, so now every time they decide to change something, we supposed to be okay with it. That's just like saying, like, basically you just decided today that Devin Haney ain't no fucking champion. Y'all made him a champion through the fucking nail and he ain't want to be one. Then y'all gonna decide that he not a champion in the fucking nail. And he ain't want to be one. Nobody has a problem with this shit. Teofimo, top goonie, top flight, big dog, on the block. Because look, this is what I noticed, right? A lot of people that's talking to Teofimo and them talking to Teofimo pops, talking to Teofimo, they sucking big dick because, excuse my friend, they sucking big dick because they really feel like if he win, they want to be the ones that said, I was on boy side. I was on boy side, whatever. Nah, bump all that. Man, wrong is fucking wrong, man. And the way they carrying that shit is wrong. I'm not saying with Teofimo fighting Loma, I got big respect for that. But when you embracing the franchise belt, bruh, that shit is wrong to me. Devin Haney didn't embrace that shit. Because Devin Haney was the reason why that shit got inflicted on his end. I'm telling you, if you Billy Badass and your division, a franchise belt is going to fucking roadblock you like a franchise belt like Thanks, Brody. Salute, Bill. Man, look, man. Nuke. I'm following this shit more close to anything that I've ever followed in my life. Because you already know that I'm rooting for the kid. But at the same time, when you start to move like this and your father's talking like that, you don't have to embrace that belt. You don't have to, because the streets gonna deem you undisputed. Like the streets would have already deemed you undisputed. You didn't have to claim that belt, bruh, on behalf of your son. You ain't had to claim that shit and say it was all right. You could have been like, you know what? I don't understand the franchise principles. Like it's a new concept. I don't understand it. Like, look, I'm about all four straps. I'm about being a real champion. If somebody whoop my ass and all I can give them is a diamond belt and I'm still a champion, in your heart, if somebody beats your motherfucking ass, are you still gonna feel like a champion? If you know dude in the whole world seeing you get your ass beat by this dude, and you walk in the same casino with this nigga, is the camera going to pan on you because you the champ and then pan on him because he the chump? Or is it going to pan on you because you the chump pretending to be champ, and is it going to pan on him because this is a champ that ain't got no reason to be called a chump because you got slumped? Oh, yeah, man. I heard about that. The 1.5, Gary Russell talking about sending the contract. Now, we getting somewhere. If that fight happens, I would have to say that is equivalent to, I would have to say that's no different than fucking, that's about equivalent to, Teofimo fighting, Lomachenko, in my opinion, even though he beat Gary Russell. Gary Russell on that level. Gary Russell definitely on that level. It wasn't like Gary Russell wasn't in that fight. Gary Russell is a champion. He's a champion at his weight. He's a fucking great fucking slick fighter. That would be a difficult fight. Even with Devin Haney's size and ability, that's a tough fight. That is a fight that I would pay hella money to watch. They asking for a franchise because they want to pass the pick and choose that franchise tag. Arlie, salute. What's up, love? I need Canelo, Loma, and Tiafimo if he win to reject that trash. Facts. Facts. You have to reject it. You have to reject it. There's no place in the world for that shit, man. I want to see Canelo versus Crawford or Canelo versus Spence. Man, Canelo versus Spence, man, shit. I'd like to see that too. Even though I feel like Canelo puts him in the blender. Put him all the way in the blender. Oh yeah, we definitely going live during that fight. Yeah, we definitely going live. We definitely going live on that one. That'll be a special right there. Nuke and Two Hands going eviction notice special. Live on the motherfucking Loma versus T.O. fight. And then fucking Gary Russell versus Devin Haney fight. We had to do that one too. That would be special, man. Yeah, Spencer get his ass up. Spencer get his ass whooped by Canelo. Spence is Spence. Man, look, man. Spence greener than a fucking Ford. Spence greener than a goddamn evergreen marker out of Crayola pack when it come to fighting Canelo, man. Like the only thing, this is what carries Spence. His height, his reach, his mass after retaining weight after a weigh-in at 147. That's what makes Spence feel okay. Put Spence at 154, it normalizes him. I don't think Spence got a chin. Because go back, Eric, I tell everybody to go back and watch that Sean Porter fight. I don't tell them to watch it once. I don't tell them to watch it twice. I tell them to watch that shit 2 times. I tell them to watch that shit 1 time and focus on nobody but Errol Spence. Then I tell them to watch that shit again, focus on nobody but motherfucking Sean Porter. Then I tell them to watch it a 3rd time, cut the sound off and watch it. Watch how many times you see Errol Spence rocked and in trouble in that fight. Man, look. That shot, I don't know why people said that fight with Kovalev was a fixed fight. That pisses me off. Look at the body shot he hit Kovalev with before he came upstairs and hit him on his chin. Look how big Canelo was in that fight, considering that Canelo came up to 175 and Canelo got to carry hella muscle mass, Canelo got to carry hella weight, and Canelo got to be comfortable and conform to that weight. He didn't have to kill himself to make weight for that fight. That was a smart chess move. Another fucking division at light heavyweight to knock off a fucking great champion. Absolutely. He hit that boy with a hell of a body shot. He fucking crumbled. He crumbled. He wilted. He wilted like trees in the fall, man. He hit that boy with that body shot. You could tell. It drove him so hard to the ropes. When Canelo caught him on his fucking chin, Canelo had so much power at 175, bro, against a Kovalev because he didn't have to sacrifice anything. That when he touched him, bro, the effects of his shots was real in that fight, man. And I don't see how anybody don't see that. Yeah, Kovalev and Keith Thurman. This is how I compare Kovalev body. Compare Keith Thurman and look at Keith Thurman's body type and look at Kovalev body type. It matched. They got soft cores, man. They got soft cores. When you got a soft core like that, bruh, don't have no abs or don't put your work in unless somebody knife you up in your gut all night with that motherfucking, with that hook. You're gonna be pissing blood. Jeff, salute. Brody in the building. Man. Canelo got power, man. Canelo got power. He's a beautiful fucking boxer. He's embraced every fucking style that he's gotten in the fucking ring with, and the ones that were even confusing for him to deal with at the time, like when he went through, you know what I'm saying, when he fought like Ilias Landry Lara, and that shit looked, controversial or whatever. He learned from all of them. He learned from all of them fights. He learned, so he got to experience the slick Cuban style that comes over. He got to experience the slick Mayweather style for 12 rounds. And, you know what I mean? He got to get in there with the truck, the Trouts. He got to get in there with, you know what I'm saying, like the gatekeeper types, the Alfred, the, you know what I mean, the Angulos and stuff like that. The battle hardened soldiers has been in there with a rack of people. He got to be in there with the Kermit Centrons. He got to be in there with the Kirklands, all type of motherfuckers. So what I'm saying is, you draw from that experience, because if you look at what Canelo doing and the people Canelo fight compared to what other motherfuckers fight, when they not fighting that guy that's supposed to be that big fight that brings people out, they're not even fighting people on the same caliber of competition, because a Kirkland, a Centron, any one of those dudes, an Angulo, any one of those dudes still are better on the resume than most of these dudes even fucking fought. James Jameson, salute. Oh, yeah. See, because I felt like Triple G won the first fight. It was no debate to me. I felt like he won that fight. The second fight, I felt like Canelo came back and he got on him. And I was surprised the way he got on him, because I didn't know he was going to come at him like that. He had Triple G on the back foot. Canelo is a very, very slick, high IQ fighter, man. And the thing about, like, with him and Eddie Reynoso got, like, bruh, like, see, this is the thing about a fighter and a trainer for me. It's chemistry, bruh. It's like, you know, it's like fucking Travis Barker and a pair of fucking drums, man. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, what would fucking Ray Charles be without his fucking keyboard? You know what I mean? Like, certain fighters can take the certain trainers and they mold them and they make them everything they're supposed to be. Like a Eddie Futch and you know what I'm saying, and like a Ken Norton can bring the most up out of a fighter and their ability. Eddie Reynoso knows how to bring ability out of Canelo, but the thing Eddie Reynoso got with Canelo that other fighters don't have is Canelo always wants to download and learn. Other fighters feel like they get to a certain point to where they like, I'm there. I can keep this. I can keep this flow. I can keep this style. Nobody going to be able to adapt to it. These motherfuckers can't fuck with me, because we know fighters are cocky. But all the greats, they don't think like that. They continue to learn. They continue to learn and download. Every time they go in there and they feel something different in the ring, they learn from it. Like, but it's just certain fighters, they don't look at it like that. Canelo is never going to stop being a cog gear that's turning. Like, he's always embracing his fucking boxing IQ. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I never was the biggest Canelo fan, but I never was a Canelo hater. I always gave credit where credit is due. Now it's at the point to where it's like, you look at boxing and you look at where boxing is right now and you look at the trails he's blazed in a short amount of time, and we got to realize that fucking Canelo is still under 30, correct? Like, the kid has done a lot. He's already a Hall of Fame fighter as he stands right now. You look at what the kid done, it's like, bruh, you could have never been a fan of this dude. I don't give a fuck. Want to talk about 4 catchweights? Okay, the nigga had 4 catchweights. How many other motherfuckers had catchweights too? So, but let's talk about the skill. Let's talk about the resume. Let's talk about the pedigree. Let's talk about the never backing down. Let's talk about the multiple divisions. Let's talk about the fact that he don't complain about weight and is willing to fluctuate through divisions constantly and just beat people up. Let's talk about how he transcended the game. So I'm just saying, he filled a spot to where, like, for real, if we didn't have Canelo right now, Anthony Joshua would be the only nigga restoring the feel in the boxing. And he would just be coming around. So imagine what boxing would have felt like that entire time that we didn't have a Canelo. So I feel like there should be some form of appreciation there. Man, Amir Khan, that dude goes, you're right, Eric. Amir Khan, he the king of going out and doing what he wants. That man, look, Amir Khan is the definition of fucking Glass Joe. That nigga got a chin of a baby deer. Hands faster than a road runner. Chin of a baby deer. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Canelo fan. I really like Canelo, but like to sit up there and say like he's my main guy, no. But I understand the relevance of Canelo to the game, and I understand why like it's going to be hard to knock an individual like that off if you don't knock him out, or he's going to beat you on a decision. Because if you got $100 million fighter here, and you got a fighter that can move the needle and sell, look at the state of boxing. Look at this. Look at the state of emergency boxing is in as far as like finances, as far as like fighters that move the needle. So you need a Canelo to be around. Where's the money going to be? Like, where's the money going to go? Canelo bring a lot of money to the American market. Who else is going to do it? Manny Pacquiao fading the black. Outside of them two, where the real money makers at in America? Anthony Joshua, over there. You know what I'm saying? He would have to come over here. Anthony Joshua, big bread. But what I'm saying is, Canelo, it's going to be hard to knock off a dude that sells, man, in a business that don't have that many dudes that do numbers. Really, don't even have a handful of dudes that do numbers. That's scary. Now with Nui over in Japan, stud. That's facts. That's facts, Eric. He put asses in seats and he sells. That's why it's going to be hard to knock that dude off unless you knock him out. You know what I mean? Like, you got to knock dude out. Like, that's what it is. And I think these dudes, and I don't think there's been a guy that's come around yet that really believed that he could do that. Until there's a dude that comes around and really believes that he can knock Canelo out, Canelo gonna be in that spot. Because I ain't met one dude that believed that he could do that yet. And it's just like constantly, when you go out and you beat this guy up and you beat that guy up and you beat this guy up, if we go back and we just look in the history and we look at the fights, man, judge it on that. Judge it on the influence. Judge it on what he brought to the game. Because it's more than just fighting. You know what I mean? Because if it was just fucking fighting, wouldn't nobody be getting paid? This is a business at the end of the day. And if you got a bunch of individuals that aren't fucking enhancing and selling and helping your business flourish, what are we doing here? You know, so unless we have younger fighters that are going to engage with other great fighters and things of that nature on a consistent basis, we're going to see guys like Canelo that are going to constantly sit atop the division with their feet fucking hanging off that shit. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just looking down on the game. And you got to know that he's going to be there. There's no way around it. We going like, yo, it'll fuck the money all up. Like, yo, real rap, it'll fuck the sport up. It'll fuck the sport up. Like, we think the sport bad right now. Like, look, one or two things can happen. It could create a star or it could deflate a business. In the American market, Canelo too precious, man. Canelo precious metal, and I think that shit resonate with the fans too, and I think that's the reason why people got a certain disdain for the dude. Because he a combination of a great fighter and then he a combination of political propaganda too, and invested in that business. Like, you gotta have him, man. Facts, Eric. You gotta crush him. If you don't crush him, he's gonna be there. Man, Billy Joe Saunders get knocked the fuck out. I'm telling you right now, Billy Joe Saunders don't stand a chance. Billy Joe Saunders would only be able to take that dude to points. And we already know, you can't beat Canelo on no points decision. You gotta beat him, man. Like, and I feel that way about champions like that. You gotta beat them. Like, you ain't gonna just come in there and just go 12 rounds and do that little funny shit that you did with fucking, you gotta beat him, man. You gotta beat him. But, speaking of Billy Joe Sanders, if you never fucking watched it, watch Billy Joe Saunders versus fucking Andy Lee. Amazing fucking fight. Yeah, Chain, that's what I'm saying. Like, Billy Joe Saunders don't have no smack behind that thing. Canelo hit too hard. And look at Billy Joe's stomach, man. Billy Joe got a soft core too. Yeah, man. That's the thing. That's the thing, Eric. I'm like, yo, when you when you the big cash cow, you signing $365 million deals. You got Hennessy giving you hundreds of mils. You got Nike. You got who else? He with Nike. Was it is he still with Nike or he switched to Under Armour? Well, I know he had Nike for the longest time. Got Nike, Hennessy, 360 with the zone. What? He got a promotional, he got a goal, I think Top Spin, the golf company and shit like that. Like, yo, Canelo is everywhere, bruh. What? Is it Tag Heuer? He was one of the big watch companies. Like, bruh, he's a billboard figure, man. He a billboard figure. You know what I'm saying? He ain't bad for ladies to look at. You know, he walks through the room smooth, and the boy can box, man. So it's a lot of things there to where, like, yo, I see why some people have a problem with dude, but then I think like I don't think people realistically look at all of the things that come with being that dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just like, yo, when we talk about Canelo, it's a lot to go with being Canelo Alvarez, bro. So it's just like, it's always going to be different, like when it come to him in boxing, bro. And the only way it'll change is if somebody knock him out. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, Andy Lee, Tyson Fury cousin. Tyson Fury cousin that was in his corner for the Deontay Wilder fight. He's a former WBO champ. That's where Billy Joe Saunders got his WBO strap from. Watch that fight, man. There's a lot of fucking knockdowns, a lot of great action, man. Great fucking fight, man. Canelo versus Bivol. Bivol knocks him out. Caleb playing smooth. I call him white chocolate. I just want to see him fight another step up in competition. You know what I'm saying? I see him go up against Jose Utsugagi. That was a good fight. He went out there, he performed. He went out there and made Fagan booty look like some straight booty. I just need to see Caleb put them smooth hands on, because you want to know what, Eric, you know what Caleb remind me of? He remind me of a smaller Kelly Pavlik. That's what he remind me of. The style, the swag, the way he fight, all that. He remind me of just not as long with the range. You know what I mean? Not as long range as Kelly with the super long straights. But all of those intangibles and shit, he remind me of Kelly, bruh. And I just think that, like, I just want to see bro just take one more step up, because I'm all right, and booty, mandatories and all the niggas out the way. Come on, man, it's time to turn up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Playing a way better fighter than Billy Joe Saunders. Harley crazy. She said, I don't find him attractive. Too short. He looks small, look like a small pecker. I'm not saying you, babe, but you know, in their community, them niggas is not, like, they all ain't 6 foot basketball players. I think Zerto might be the tallest nigga in the hood. Zerto and Andy Ruiz. You know they're not really tall over there, man, but you know the ladies love Canelo, man. You just ain't a lady that love Canelo. Cause you a whole different type. You a whole different type of girl. You would need a real nigga, a real nigga. Cause I can already tell you a handful. That's what I'm saying. You said you a woman. He not your type. That's what I'm saying. You a full woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? It takes a certain type of nigga to handle you. So I already know where you at. Trust me. Yeah, man. Rachel, I call Caleb Plant white chocolate. He's smooth. Caleb Plant, look, that white boy got some swag, man. That nigga grew He grew up in the neighborhood, man. I don't care what nobody say. Caleb Plant grew up with the boys, man. He remind me of my man Cody back home, man. Like my man Cody on my brother Shadow. My brother Shadow don't mess with no white girls. He mess with all black girls, and this nigga is so ghetto, like bruh, like ain't ghetto, very very well educated. But I'm saying he just street though. He just street, real smooth dude, just a smooth goonie. Real street, just don't fuck with nothing, but just fuck with sisters, man. All quarter horses, they gotta be thick. Like he just a wild boy, man. A wild boy. Thurman at 147. Thurman got to go back through a process of, you know what I'm saying, for people gaining belief in him. But a lot of those guys at 147, I feel like Thurman beats. Honestly, I feel like Thurman beats Errol Spence. But niggas be acting like I be tripping when I said that. But then again, I tell people to look at what Errol Spence had to go through with Sean Porter, and y'all don't think Keith Thurman can get in there, that boy hell? Plant versus Benavidez. Ooh. Benavidez. Benavidez overwhelms him. Benavidez got a certain thing that you just can't teach. The only way Caleb Plant would be able to win that fight is Caleb Plant would have to dig deep, be willing to die in that fight. He would have to be willing to die in that fight. He would have to be willing to go places mentally that no other person would be able to have to go through. Like every fighter, there's that time where a fighter got to dig and find that place. Like Caleb Plant would have to dig in and find that place because he's going to have to deal with a certain level of pressure that's coming from David Benavidez that's going to constantly keep him coming forward. So he's going to have high endurance, high stamina. His punch output is going to have to be crazy, and he's going to have to punch in bunches. His barrages and punches and speed is going to have to break him down. He's going to have to force his will on fucking David Benavidez to the point to where he says like, yo, okay, now I got to take one step back. And in that moment, David Benavidez takes that first step back. That's when he's going to break him down, and that's when he can win the fight. But that's the only way he wins that fight. It's the only way. He's got to be willing. It's like that fight would be comparable to kind of Joe Smith fighting Dmitry Bivol. I say that by saying this. Joe Smith is a certain type of dude. He has the type of mentality that David Benavidez has. They're not the same fighter, but they both love they both come forward overwhelming pressure, and they kind of forgo their defense because they don't give a fuck because they hard like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the Alvarez. Later Alvarez tried to find it. He tried to find it. He tried to punch him and use the slick boxing. But you see that shit didn't mean nothing when he got up there. Thump. Thump. It came. Thump. With those type of fighters, you have to dig deep and be willing to go fucking places that other motherfuckers ain't willing to go. And that place is death, purgatory, watching your soul leave your motherfucking body. Before you go in that ring, you already had a fucking out-of-body experience with yourself, and you told yourself, this is the night that I have to be willing to die, because it's not the skill that you have to worry about with Benavidez. It's his punch resistance. It's the fact that he just hit. Certain people got a certain level of adrenaline, bruh, that when that shit pumps in them and it hits their fucking brain, they just go dumb. Like it excites them to the point to where it's like, yo, certain punches you don't feel when you in a fight, other motherfuckers it rubs off way different. He's the type of individual where you're gonna have to break him all the way the fuck down, and it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna have to break something, and I would think start with the nose. Plant got heart. That's what I'm saying. Plant got to get on his Sugar Ray bag though. Like he gotta really. It's one of them fights you got to be willing to do. You got to be willing to die for it. Peace, James. Chocolatito, man. Chocolatito got wars for days, man. Like I'd be surprised. Like man, I'm surprised Chocolatito can even put the form of sentence right now. Yeah, Nuke, that's my man. That's my dog. One half of the eviction notice. That's my dog. Yeah, that's my dog, man. Nuke a cool motherfucker. Yeah, man. Spence bring pressure. That's the thing I like about Spence. I like Spence likes to thump at that body. Like you watch Spence on a regular basis. Spence is thumping at that body 24/7, bro. That Chris Van Heerden fight, enjoyed it thoroughly. I felt like that was Spence at his fucking. I thought that was Spence at Dillian White maximum violence, though he executed. Nuke be killing me all and every time he say he gonna close the. He gonna these niggas close refrigerator doors with their hips. That's so funny. Ollie, don't you live in Jersey? Or am I tripping? Or New? Oh, Ollie, you live in Harlem, don't you? Yeah, I thought you lived in Harlem. Oh yeah, yeah, you definitely something to do. Yeah, you definitely something. Yeah, yeah, it ain't easy to. Hey, I tell niggas all day long because you know I'm from the DMV. I tell niggas all the time, man. Like that New York swag, the New York swag, bro. DMV niggas always took their style. Like DMV hustlers, we always took our style from up top New York niggas, like East New York. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit. Like we always took our style from Brooklyn niggas. Like the niggas was doing the crazy with the Dapper Dan suits and all of that shit, the MCM and all of that. Like we always took all our style and everything from New York, brought that shit down here from the Timbs, you name it, the rust colored joints, all that shit. We took all that shit and brought that shit down here. Fucking love New York. What do you think about Nikita, White Chocolate, a baby? When he wasn't impressive in his last fight. You know, George, all of the fights before that, you know, dude, he's stopping everything real crazy. But you know, I guess I would contribute that to, you know, the fact that I guess he was cold, little ring rust. But I'm just saying, even the level of opponent, I that kind of like made me think where I'm like, okay, dude need to work on his jab a lot more. Dude always go for the power shots with this younger opposition. I think that these coaches need to start telling these dudes that they should work on rounds. But I understand too, with the opponents, you got to make it look spectacular and round up your knockouts and stuff like that. Try to project it and make it look sexy. My whole thing is this though: I prefer an individual that would prefer to fucking learn. Like I feel like you should want to learn. Like fuck that. Build your shit up. Oh shit, Richmond, California in the chat. Oh man. Oh you from the hood. You from the hood. It goes down. It goes down. My people's from Skyline, San Diego, Brookhaven, to San Diego, South Central Los Angeles. So I know all about Cali. My whole family from Cali. Like my on my mom's side, they from Cali. My mom's side from Cali. My dad's side from Camden, New Jersey. So y'all know I got like I'm like I'm from three different fucking wild ass cities my whole entire life. But out of all of that shit though, like California, it's got its different type of wild shit. Like California, because the gang culture is so different. It's different. Then you know, Camden, Jersey, just don't even get me started on Jersey. All three of them cities is mad different. Like they mad different. But all of them, I love them all, bro. I love them all. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like my whole family is Gilchrist, you know what I'm saying? My first cousin, he made it out the hood, you know what I'm saying? First round draft pick in the NBA, MGK. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, all my family come out of Canada. All my family come out the hood, man. My dad he probably might even pop in the fucking lab, man. That nigga terrible. That's why I shout out my boy Shakur. Oh man, look, man, Shakur is just in a position right now where he's just coming up to 130. He just came off a fight. He shows slick ability, man. You know, he's the top defensive fighter since Floyd Mayweather, as far as, you know, his counter abilities, as far as the defensive abilities and not getting hit in the fight. That is a known fact. He's the best defensive fighter on the planet right now. Shakur Stevenson has a lot of upside. I feel like he should focus on his strength as a young guy. I feel like he should build that strength up and add it with the speed. You know, I feel like he shouldn't live off the counter so much. I feel like he should apply more pressure, but I think that's going to come with a little bit of time. I just think at 130 right now, you know, he's in an awkward position because the only couple of people that are there is Miguel Berchelt, Jojo Diaz, and you got hold on. Yeah, Miguel Berchelt with the WBC, Jojo Diaz with the IBF, and then you got Jamel Herring with the WBO. Now we know he can't fight Jamel Herring. We know that. They fucking around in the same camp. All them Omaha, Nebraska niggas and Shakur and all his niggas, they all chill together. They all in camp together because Bud Crawford and all them boys, they tight like glue. And I respect that, and I love all them dudes. All them dudes got big love for all them guys. But when it comes to Miguel Berchelt, I feel like that's a level Shakur ain't ready for. He just too green right now and too fucking young, man. I don't think he ready for that type of... It's a lot of things. People can say Miguel Berchelt do a lot of things wrong, but it's hard to penetrate those things he do wrong by the fucking things he do right. So I feel like the best course of action right now is Jojo Diaz, or beat the fuck out of a who would be a good fight for him right now? I think. Who would I like to see him matched up with? I think if he's coming up from 126 and he wants to be a champion, I think the best bet for him would be Jojo Diaz. I think he could wipe him easy because I think the way he uses his counter defensive ability is way different in the way that Tevin Farmer uses it. Because Tevin Farmer likes to sit, Philly shell, counter in the pocket, and shoot his back due to his lack of reach. Shakur likes to move. Shakur ain't gonna stay in the same spot. Shakur gonna bring that shit to you. Oh shit, shout out to my nigga Oliver Miller. Tank versus Shakur, who you got? Shakur beats that boy, put him in a fucking body bag, man, rolls him up like a burrito and smokes that nigga like a fresh blunt. Cha-ching. Like, yeah, Davis versus Shakur would be a good fight. For real. And the boys have sparred. You know what I mean? Like, for real, I really wanted to see Tank Davis versus not Leo Santa Cruz. Tank Davis versus Gary Russell, I felt like was a real good fight. I felt like the dimensions, I felt like the side, and I felt like the explosive quick twitch on both sides and the speed. I felt like it would have made a good engagement every time they clashed. It would have been straight TNT. I felt like that was a good fight that makes sense, but then I feel like, you know, if he accepted a $1.5 million fight for Devin fucking Haney, that's a fucking amazing fucking fight. That's a war of fucking wills, attritions, skill. That's a chess match, and that's one that I would definitely love to sit in for. And I probably would be fucking screaming and not be able to do a breakdown during the live the whole fight, because Gary Russell from the town, and that's my man. Right? I'm a nigga, my man. Like I just think that, man, I don't see Tank beating Shakur right now. Nah, nope. Not after what I just seen with Gamboa. That motherfucker couldn't even. It took that man 12 rounds with Gamboa, a young, hungry, fresh chin Shakur, and Shakur don't get touched. And Tank gas out. Shakur can dance all night. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Tank's experience supersedes Shakur's like that, because, you know, they're not that far apart in age, and they kind of train with each other for a long time. So I'm just like, you know, I think Shakur brings another added. Shakur got another level that Tank don't got, in my opinion. Carlos Rosado, salute. And absolutely, all it super undisciplined. super undisciplined, and that's the thing that's going to get him in trouble. The fact that he doesn't stay tight to no regiment, the fact that he doesn't like to listen to nobody, the fact that he focuses on all the other things that don't have anything to do with pertaining to his ability and his, his ability to ascend in the sport. I just feel like when you got a guy like Shakur Stevenson who's standing around Bo Mack, who's standing around Jamel Herring, who's standing around Terrence Crawford, who's standing around Jay Prince, who's standing around Andre Ward, that's principles on top of principles on top of real nigga on top of real nigga on top of thorough on top of gangster shit. Like that man, this boy is being molded. Like he is being molded to become a hell of a young man. Like a hell of a young man. He's under bosses. He's under dudes that, man, dudes that really talk their talk, dudes that really came from, that can understand where he come from and made all of the right moves that could talk to him about where he need to be going. That's what's so hard about Shakur. Shakur with a whole bunch of dudes with beautiful minds and brothers that made it. Strong black men that came up out of the mud who went right instead of choosing to go left. And the ones that went left, they took time, went back to their neighborhoods and made it right. So all of that bullshit that happened with Shakur in Florida, all of that shit been nipped in the bud, and the young boy just right, man. He's special, and the people around him, he's got special people around him. Yo, he blessed to have the bit. Like, people don't understand, bro. Knowledge is more valuable than a nigga putting 100 grand in your hand. Like, if a nigga asked me right now, they'd be like, yo, I can sit you down with Warren Buffett for a week, or put 100,000 on you. What one would you take? Sit me down with Warren Buffett for a week. Because the game I'm gonna get from them boys, he gonna put me in that same position. Then, you know what I mean? I can fuck off the money, but the knowledge is forever though. You teach me, you know what I'm saying? You take me fishing, okay, I can eat for a day. But you teach me how to fish, I can fish forever. Man, look, this the thing. When we recognize that people are bad for us, we have to, as men, it is upon us to remove ourselves from the situation. Like my closest friend in life, on God, Eric, like literally grew up like across the road from my home. Grew up with him. I literally don't talk to this man no more because he got so much negativity in his heart and he's so pessimistic or whatever. I literally tried out of love to sit around this man 24/7 and try to get him to see that there's so many beautiful things in life that you neglected, and like, yo, shit ain't really that deep. Still choose to rage. He still used to be pessimistic, super monster, verbally abusive to his girl. I don't need to be around that. It's killing my joy. It's negative. We not really embracing. It took me years though, because I known him for so many years. And my man, I got it out the sand with this dude. So I had to say this. I said, yo, insanity is the act of repeating the same act over and over again, expecting different results. So you got to take the time. If people are bad for you, you got to take your time to cut them off for real, even the ones you love, because the ones you love will fuck you up even more than anything. Now, I ain't saying you leave anybody for dead, but you give them distance. You give them distance because it's like, look, if we not seeing eye to eye, I'd rather give you space and love you from a fucking distance. And when you come back, get your shit right and come back around, I come back around you. But until then, I got to give you space. Because as a grown man, you got to remove those motherfuckers. You got to remove that cancer up out your body, from around your body, man. Man, look. Exactly. Look, man, I try to tell people all the time. Like I was just telling people on the live earlier. I said, yo, y'all see these motherfucking boxers or whatever, anybody in life, you're starstruck by them dudes. Only kissing their ass and nothing like that. They bleed the same blood you do. Y'all motherfucking stars too. There's millions of things y'all probably do better than them dudes. They can probably only do that. If you don't see yourself as a star, you'll never shine like one. But don't conform because somebody else, because he might have a little status or be seen a little bit different. That don't make him no better than you. That don't make him a better man or woman than you. That don't make him stand on better principles than you. Because I'm telling you, there's a million motherfuckers that got more money than me, but that don't mean they got integrity like me. Because look, there's a saying that's in the scripture. You can fit a rich man through an eye of a needle faster. These like you can fit a camel through an eye of a needle faster than a rich man in heaven. And that's a motherfucking fact. So I tell people, I'm like, look, man, we stars, y'all shine, we shine. Fuck that. Be kissing on motherfucking boxes, ass acting like them motherfuckers is holier than now. Man, look, man, there's only one motherfucker that sits above me, man. That's God. And the only person that I appreciate and I kiss their ass is my goddamn mama. Because she birthed me and loved me to a motherfucking fault. And goddamn it, I show that love and appreciation back. But outside of that, man, you can't buy real, you can't buy integrity, bruh, and that shit don't make you, man. Like that money shit don't make you, bruh. But look, man, we've been doing this shit for an hour and 15. It's been real. Mad love to all y'all. As we always say at the end of this shit, it costs you nothing. Pay a nigga no mind. Y'all be blessed. Stay safe. I will see y'all tomorrow. It's the motherfucking boss. Respect. Oh yeah, Arlet, you keep talking like that. You keep talking like that. I might find you. 100.